Hello and welcome to Focus On Investing in Africa's Trade Development with Walid Harib Al-Falahi, Chief Executive Officer of the Dubai Consultancy, from the sidelines of Biashara Africa AFCFTA 2024 conference. Please tell us about the launch of the UAE Africa Corridor, which happened at UNGA just 20 days ago.
I think it's a very interesting initiative. It was launched, as you mentioned, during UNGA in New York. It was launched as part of UAE government initiative to strategize and organize their efforts in Africa, not looking only at the infrastructure side and the renewable, where we are extremely active and mature or knowledgeable, but also developing other industries such as trade finance, e-commerce, and other areas that, in my opinion, is as important for Africa as the infrastructure as well.
So basically what I'm hearing is these are mechanisms of the way people are trading. In the case of e-commerce, it's digital, or other trade mechanisms, which is cross-border or transport logistics. Those are things that the UAE Africa Corridor is taking an interest in at the moment.
See, I mean, look at aviation. You know, look at Kenya, for example. We have about 22 flights from Dubai. You include Abu Dhabi, there is also almost 30 flights daily coming from there. So the logistic routes is there. It helps that relationship. People are traveling, people are sending. UAE is built as a hub, an extension from Africa to support the business development for Africa, to do the business growth. And it's historical relationship. It's not, we are not newcomers to Africa, but we are people who build relationship, develop business relationship, friendly relationship, and a respectable relationship with Africa as well.
So this is mechanisms as opposed to merchandise, I am assuming. Or yes? Okay. So in that case, because you've been active in Africa for so long, there are challenges that have persisted. How will the corridor, let's say, look at risks, look at regulation, the differences between these two entities, UAE and Africa, the way they operate? How does the corridor, how is it attempting to solve those issues?
See, we will still, I think UAE will still looking at investing into infrastructure, mining, like anybody else. But I think also we're trying to bring new trends, for example, the e-commerce. We have a project that we started in Kenya. We were able to hedge logistics today. So you can buy a product from UAE to Kenya, probably faster than Nairobi to Mombasa. And so what we did by that, we gave the consumer choice of product, because also they deserve to have, choices of buying. So these opportunities and these projects is also adding value to people's life. It's not only a project for profit only. For sure, you have anybody, whether you're in Africa or in UAE or globally, you want to do a project, you want to make profit. But look at the added value that we're trying to add. Also, one other component that even leadership in UAE is asking, also add value in these countries. Help these countries to export. Help these countries.
What products would be of interest other than the extractive and other things, the raw commodities? What products would be of interest to UAE from Africa?
Look at the food security perspective. We are a country that we have limited capacity of water, limited capacity of production. So always, okay, we're trying to do local capacities, but always you have to build external capacity, whether it's fruit, whether it's vegetable, whether it's a grain, so what we are doing is part of that initiative. You build that capacity through alliances with countries that, a country that produce fruits, a country that produce vegetable, a country that grows maize, a country. So you build that capacity and the good thing about UAE is a springboard to other. So we help build capacity in this country. They bring their product also, not only for UAE. UAE is a small market, but it's a very big distribution market.
Yes, absolutely. And how do you see that diversifying in terms of the impact of this streamlining of the way trade happens? How do you see that diversifying Africa's ability to be more productive, to make new things?
See, always in every event, in every gathering, people mention investment, finance. Yes, I do understand finance is important in Africa. And I can raise my hand to say there is more money in Africa to finance, but just need organization, need system, need product to help that internal finance. And it's cheaper. By the way, the internal finance in Africa is cheaper than outside.
But also an issue, especially for outside investors. When coming in, if outside finance is so expensive, we were talking about it earlier, how it creates an issue for SMEs and MSMEs.
I think you're drawing me to talk about it. I was trying to avoid it, but it's silly, when you bring money from outside for finance, and you get shocked that some of the banks for KYC want to generate 6 to 8% just for KYC. I think it needs an intervention from governments, from DFIs, to create a better lending mechanism. MSME and SME are more important than infrastructure in Africa. If they work, if they generate, the cycle of money will flow. So every conference we go, everybody's talking about infrastructure. Fine. But no action is being taken on that domain, which is the SME development, the project to support the flow. You talk about nations, young nations in Africa. The majority are SME. So you need very solid product, convenient. I get shocked in certain countries when I hear lending is 35%. I mean, that's a bit too much.
I was just thinking about it. How do you move around something like this? What could the corridor, how do you maneuver? What could the corridor provide? You mentioned e-commerce. How could you move around this investment hiccup that just investing becomes so heavy, as such a burden?
See, UAE will come up with their own product. They will do their best to create product that is win-win for them in Africa. But it's not only UAE, it's everybody. But the solution has to come from inside Africa first. If I tomorrow I'm bringing $20 million. I want to do SME lending. If I get this type of numbers, I will not lend. It's a business practice.
Pardon me for butting in there, but just yesterday I was speaking to a former Minister of Trade and Industry, and we were discussing the alleged high tariffs of when trading with Africa by the US. And he blatantly said that if you want to make a profit from Africa, then invest in Africa. If you find the rates high, there's work being done, but the money is big. It's a long-term game.
See, my advice to, I work with some of the African IPAs. We advise them, we talk to them. Also, the selling approach is not right. Anybody coming to Africa, you tell them come and do manufacturing, they will not do. Everybody has to come, test the market. And because of tariff, he's right, the person who shared this, tariff is very high. So if I am in the manufacturing of whatever, plastic or, whatever product.
Refining minerals.
Refinement, this is a different industry. But I'm talking from FMCG, daily product. I will not come from day one and put a factory. I will test the market, understand the need and the required for my product. Then I use that 35% tariff by reducing it by manufacturing. Even a lot of people, they don't want to go into, they start with assembly. They start with CKD, DKD. It's fine. Once they reach that element, the process becomes easier. So the vision that I asked all these IPA in Africa government, you need to know how to sell foreign investment. I asked a question, I need an investment map of a specific country. I was shocked there is no proper investment map. An overseas investor will come. It's a journey. You don't know what you are hitting. So this key product is needed to strategize to make that process of FDI entering Africa easier. And it's not expensive. It's a small strategy product that you don't need to go to the big five. Even small university and small boutique can produce this. And you have the big giants of Africa Development Bank, Afri-Exim Bank, who can come up with this investment map to make the process of investing in Africa better. And I'm a big believer, Africa needs a strategy, need organization, and it's the best investment hub globally.
Yes, well, that is the hope at AFCFTA to create the biggest unified market. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always my pleasure to be with you guys.
That was Walid Harib Al Falahi, Chief Executive Officer of the Dubai Consultancy, on the UAE's role in advancing Africa's trade landscape, driving investment, innovation, and sustainable growth across key markets on this episode of Focus On. Thank you for watching.